Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaaya Trambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagni Rudraya Neelakanthaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sada Shivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Hari Om, salutations to all. So, as we know, Mahashivaratri is tomorrow. Shivaratri comes every month. The Chaturdashi Tithi of each month, one worships Bhagavan Shiva. Pradosha also one worships Bhagavan Shiva. The specific Tithi in the month of Magha, the Magha Krishna Chaturdashi, that one worships Bhagavan Shiva as Mahashivaratri. Bhagavan manifested as a column of light. Bhagavan Shiva and Mother Parvati's marriage also happened that day. So one worships Bhagavan, and that is called Mahashivaratri. It is a very important Vrata. Mahashivaratri, Vrat one has to do. So today we will learn a little about that, and then we will do the meditation. So how does this Vrata happen? So based on Shiva Puran and various other Shaiva Agamas, 10 points are there to understand. When a Vrata is done, a Vrata is a vow and austerity, and when one does a Vrata, certain purity of mind is generated. Vrata is done to destroy our negative tendencies, our papa karmas, to give us a certain self-mastery, to generate purity of mind, invoke bhakti, sharanagati, and it will also fulfill any desire. Sometimes Vrata is done with a particular desire in mind, then it will help to fulfill the desire by invoking Bhagavan's grace and blessings. Then it becomes Kamya. But if it is done just for Bhagavan's sake, for love of Bhagavan, or for developing purity of mind, then one attains mukti also. Main purpose of Vrata is to attain mukti. It is not just fulfillment of desires. The idea is through fulfillment of desires also we understand how limited the desire fulfillment is, how temporary pleasure it gives. And eventually we overcome that, we rise above it, and then we come to realize oneness with Bhagavan, who is Paramananda Swarup, and which is what we truly seek. So desires are not condemned in our Sanatan Dharma. One can fulfill desires, but one should fulfill them in a dharmic way. Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava, Bhagavan Krishna says in the Gita, that I am that desire which is not opposed to dharma. Based on each one's stage in life, roles in life, temperament, one can fulfill the desires and eventually rise above it. So Shivaratri Vrata is a Vrata which is done from Trayodashi up to Amavasya. So how it is done? Now see here. First point, one should, if one is, if one can do this, then Trayodashi, one eats only one time. Chaturdashi is full fast, and generally one will see that the Vrata is broken on the next day. In all other Vratas, the main day of fast, after that the next day, next Tithi, the Vrata will be broken. The Udyapanam will happen. One will eat. In Shivaratri, Mahashivaratri alone, the Vrata will be done on Chaturdashi itself, before it ends. Or you can even do on Amavasya, that is not a problem. So here, that is the first thing to do, that one can eat once a day, do upvas and do udyapan. Second, on the Chaturdashi itself, so once a day is on Trayodashi, then upvas on Chaturdashi, udyapan Chaturdashi after the 4 yama pujas are done, or you do the next day. First point. Second point, on Chaturdashi day, definitely wake up early and take a sankalpa. If you are able to take sankalpa, if you are doing on 13th Tithi, Trayodashi, then you can take the sankalpa on Trayodashi also, if you are doing it as a Vrata and one time only you are eating. Otherwise, take on Chaturdashi. These two shlokas based on the Shiva Purana's Koti Rudra Samhita. One takes a sankalpa, one prays to Bhagavan. Deva Deva Mahadeva Nilakantha Namostute Kartum Ichhamyaham Deva Shivaratri Vratam Tava. Simple shloka. Deva Deva, O God of all gods, Mahadeva, Supreme God, Nilakantha, one whose throat is blue, Namostute, salutations to you. Kartum Ichhamyaham Deva, O God, I am desiring to do Shivaratri Vratam Tava, your Shivaratri Vrat. Tava prabhava devesha nirvighnena bhavediti kamadya shatravo mavai pidam kurvantu naivahi. Tava prabhavat devesha, by your grace and your power, O Supreme Lord, nirvighnena bhavediti, may this vrata happen without any obstacles. Kamadyaha shatravo ma vai, my enemies like kama, etc., meaning the 6 enemies that we have: kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. So anger, greed, desire, anger, greed, delusion, intoxication and jealousy. May these 6 mam pidam kurvantu naiva, may they not trouble me. Meaning, may this vrata happen with sincere devotion, where my mind thinks about you, and these 6 impurities don't trouble my mind. Simple 2 shlokas. And if one wants a certain fulfillment of any particular desire, then one prays that for the siddhi of this, I am doing this vrata. Otherwise, one says for jnana, bhakti, vairagya, I am doing this vrata. So, this is the second step. Then third, the mukhya sadhana of Shivaratri, Mahashivaratri is upvas. So Bhagavan says here, na snanena na vastrena na dhupena na charchaya tushyamina tatha pushpaihi yatha tatropavasataha. Bhagavan Shiva himself has said this, that neither by snana, nor by offering vastra, nor by incense, nor by archana. I am pleased, nor by offering flower garlands. Not that we should not do any of this. This also we should do. But he says, I want you to do upvasa on that day. And what is upvasa? Upvasa literally in that context means no food, only water. Don't start planning today. In breakfast, I will eat fried potato. In lunch, I will eat sabudana ka khichdi. In the snacks, I will eat, farali chevda. If one has some medical issue, etc., then you eat. But otherwise, upvas literally is only water. If one can't do that, maybe some fruit. That also only for appeasing little bit of hunger if one is just not able to handle it. Not that I eat fruit, drink smoothie and plan some fruit salad and then again in the evening something. There is no use. Upvas literally is only water. Otherwise little bit of fruits and milk, that's it. Again, as I said, if somebody has a medical challenge or taking some medicines, they need to eat, then you please eat. Tell Bhagwan that this is best I can do and focus on the other sadhanas. And Bhagwan is anyway kind, compassionate, he will understand. So, he says this, upvas, that's the third point, that do the upvas on Shivaratri. And this upvas done on Shivaratri destroys a lot of papa karmas, the Shastra will say. Fourth, whatever you do, do the duties offered to Bhagwan that whole day, whatever one is doing, do that as a dedication to Bhagwan. This Shivaratri is again very special. In the scriptures it is written that if the Shivaratri comes on Ravivar, Sunday or Mangalvar, it is supposed to be most auspicious. This time it is coming on Ravivar. Then the main Ratri is main sadhana also is worship which is done in the evening. So our culture divides the day into uh, 8 parts of 3 hours each. That one slot of 3 hours is called prahara or yama. So morning 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock is one prahar, then 9 to 12, then 12 to 3, then 3 to 6. This completes one prahar, half the day. Then again evening 6 to night 9, then 9 to 12, 12 to 3, 3 to 6. So Yama puja will be done at 4 times, in 4 yamas in the evening. So evening 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, between that one time Shiva puja. This sankalpa, if you take in the Shiva temple, very good. If you take in your own temple at home also is very good. The sankalpa in the beginning, Vrata sankalpa. Then one should worship Bhagwan Shiva. So, especially the Shiva Linga. So 6 to 9, one worship. 9 to 12, one more worship. 12 to 3, one more worship. 3 to 6, one more. If you find all the 4 difficult to do at least the first one and the second one. If third and fourth are difficult, 12 to 3, 3 to 6, no problem. If you can do all 4, do all the 4. And each prahar, there is one special dravya that is offered. So the first prahar in the evening, milk is offered, the abhishek is done with milk specifically. You want to do other panchamrit and other things also you can do, but specifically milk is offered in the evening. First prahar, second prahar curd is offered, third prahar ghee is offered, and fourth prahar honey is offered. See, scriptures say this. Don't start asking why only milk in the evening and then the honey in the last one. Why can't we reverse it? Shastra says you do. हर चीज का इतना डिटेल एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं है, and if we want to find some so-called logical scientific reason to find out. श्रद्धा के साथ we are offering to भगवान. Puranas have mentioned the Vidhi. Based on that we are saying, Shivji himself is saying all this in Shiv Puran. Offer it. So, Abhisheka, if you are able to do, very well. If you are able to chant Rudra Sukta, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya, that whole Rudra Sukta which is there, Namakam it is also called, and then followed by Chamakam, offer that. If you find that is difficult, simple Om Namah Shivaya you can chant and do the Abhishek of Bhagwan. If you know 108 names of Bhagwan Shiva, chant 108 names of Bhagwan Shiva. Om Shivo Maheshwara Shambhu Pinaki Shashishekaraha Vamadevo Virupaksha Kapardini Lalohitaha. 13 verses are there in that. 108 names, that stotram is there. Do the Abhishek while chanting 108 names stotram. The scriptures say that it is equal to chanting Rudram. And Bhagwan is pleased when we offer this Abhishek to Bhagwan. He is Abhisheka Priya Shiva, Alankara Priyo Vishnu, Arhya Priyo Surya, Tarpana Priya Ganapati. So like that there are, each deities have their own specific things that please them. So offer Abhishek to Bhagwan. And the idea of Abhisheka is just like the Dravya pervades the Linga, may our thoughts pervade Bhagwan, meaning may Bhagwan alone pervade our thoughts. Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. One is thinking only of Bhagwan that time, and that Linga represents Parabrahma Tattva, infinite consciousness. So the idea is to become pure, and the idea is to come to realize the Atma Linga, that the Supreme Consciousness is in my own heart and I am that. So with that bhav, if you have a desire fulfillment to be done, then with that attitude also one can seek, one can do the Abhishek. Now, so Abhishek is done in the evening, that is point 5. After you do Abhishek, one mala of japa of Shiva Panchakshari mantra or Shiva Shadakshari mantra. Namah Shivaya is Panchakshari mantra. Shadakshari is Om Namah Shivaya. So one mala of japa after each puja. One mala is 108 beads. So do the Abhishek, do the puja, then sit quietly and remember Bhagwan. Chant Om Namah Shivaya. So Om Namah Shivaya. So Namah Shivaya also comes in this Rudram. It's a Vedic mantra, and one should chant it with the right intonation. One sings it, that is okay. Now, technically, if you see from Vedic standpoint, one doesn't sing a mantra. One should only chant a mantra to get the maximum benefit of the mantra. But Bhagwan is also kind and compassionate. We all sing with different tunes also. But if japa one is doing, ideally one should do japa with the Vedic intonation. And the intonation is this. Namah Shivaya. Na is Swarita, Ma goes up. That is Udata. Shi is Anudata. Va is Swarita. Ya is Udata. Namah Shivaya. I will put it up in the chat so you will know how it visually you will see. So do the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. You know, beautifully it is said that this Yajurveda, if Yajurveda is the head of Bhagwan, then the Rudra portion is the face of Bhagwan, and in that Rudra portion, the Panchakshara Namah Shivaya is the eye of Bhagwan, and in that Shiva is the eyeball. So this is called the apple of the eye. Whoever chants this Namah Shivaya, fulfillment of one's desire happens and freed from cycle of birth and death is the bhav here. Tomorrow we will also see that Namah Shivaya is a Mahavakya. We will contemplate tomorrow on that. So this is the Vrata to be done where one worships Bhagavan, one does the japa of Bhagavan's name, and after you do the japa you can do meditation, you want to dance, sing in front of Bhagavan, entertain him. So all that one can do to entertain Bhagavan. This is in one yama. Second yama again same thing one does, worship Bhagavan, do the japa, do any form of entertainment to Bhagavan. Some places they also enact the marriage of Bhagavan Shiva and Mother Parvati. So in our Pavaya ashram, after 12 o'clock, when the Abhishek and everything is done, Aarti also happens. Yama Puja will happen, all the 4 Yama Pujas will happen. But after the second Yama Puja is over, Shiva Parvati Vivaha will be done. In the third and fourth Yama, the Shiva Parvati Vivaha process will be done. So that is 7th point, that meditate, sing, dance, entertain Bhagavan. Now when 4 pujas are over, 4 Yama pujas are over, a little before sunrise, take bath once again with the bhav that Bhagavan Shiva is in my heart and I am offering Abhishek to Bhagavan in my heart. So 4 Abhisheks we have offered outside, the 5th one is in my heart. Bhagavan is here and the act of taking bath is actually act of Abhishek. So do that with that bhavana. You can offer some til, sesame seeds. Trayodashi also, Chaturdashi also. And Amavasya, 3 days. One offers til and take bath. Then once again one worships Bhagavan after sunrise. So that is the 5th time one will be actually doing the puja. And last is, after that worship is over, the 10th point is one should do the Udyapan, or one should conclude the Vrata with this shloka. Vrate nanena devesha yatha shakti kritena cha santushto bhava sarvadya kripam kuru mamopari. Yes, O Bhagavan, I have done this Vrata to the best of my capabilities. Please be pleased with me and shower your grace on me. This is the Shivaratri Vrata. Now, 2 more verses are there. Maya bhaktyanusarena vratam etat kritam Shiva nyunam sampurnatam yatu prasadat tava shankara. With all devotion, Bhagavan, I have performed this Vrata. If any shortcoming is there, please bear with it and please bless me. Let it be completed by your grace. Nyunam sampurnatam yatu. Ajnanadi Ajnanadyadivajnanat Japa pujadikam maya kritam tadastu kripaya saphalam tava shankara. This japa, this puja, whatever I have done, knowingly, unknowingly, whatever may be the mistakes, may they be forgiven and may this be fruitful. May they bless me by your grace. Offer some flowers to Bhagavan Shiva and do namaskar to Bhagavan Shiva, and with that the Vrata will get completed. So these are 10 points. I will share it on the WhatsApp group also, the Vrata Vidhi. The purpose of Shivaratri, as we said, is to do this Vrata, is to do dhyan, upvas, japa, entertain Bhagavan. This is the main purpose of Shivaratri Vrata. It is not just for nowadays many people just want to do something and put it up on Instagram. It's not for optics. It is with bhav that one does invoke the grace of Bhagavan Shiva, and when Bhagavan has manifested on this day, and specifically it is said in the scriptures the importance of this Shivaratri. So many nice points are said here that when one worships Bhagavan with Bilva, when one does Jagaran whole night, so there is Upas, there is the worship of Bhagavan, there is Japa, and there is Jagaran. All the four prayers, one is keeping awake, and it is said that Shiva Ganas and Bhagavan Shiva, they come on the earth at this time, and so the worship of Bhagavan directly is received by the Lord. And it is also said he pervades all the lingas that evening. Not that Bhagavan is not there other days, Bhagavan is there, but specifically on Mahashivaratri, as it is the manifestation day also, he appears in all the lingas. And that's why Shiva Linga worship happens on that day. So when this all this is done, then it is said here, Bhagavan Shiva saves the Jiva from Naraka also, bestows enjoyment of happiness, and finally gives Mukti also, and that person becomes one with Bhagavan Shiva. In Dvaita they will say becomes like Shiva. Advaita we say one discovers oneness with Bhagavan Shiva. And one very nice shloka which is here, which says that Dana Yajna Tapas Tirtha Vrata Karmani Yanicha Shivaratri Vratasyapi Koti Amshe Na Samanina. Meaning all this, we give dana, do charity, do yajna, do various tapasyas, do pilgrimages, do any different other vratas. They are not equal to even 1/10,000,000th part of Shivaratri. Mahashivaratri Vrata is the most auspicious one, and there are various stories which are given that why this Vrata is important, and how even unknowingly when somebody has done these few things, fasted and worshipped, etc., they attain oneness. I'll just share one story which comes here in this Garuda Puran. There it is said that there was a king of the Nishadas. Nishadas are the people who are living in the forest. Nishadas, his name was Sundara Senaka. On Mount Abu he was living in the forest there. Now he went out to the forest for hunting with his dog, and he couldn't find any animal he couldn't get any animal on that day, and he was very hungry. He had not eaten anything, he was thirsty, and on the banks of a river he was awake the whole night in a thicket of trees, and underneath a bilva tree there was a Shivalinga. Now to keep himself awake, he was plucking some leaves and he was offering on the Shivalinga, and he did not know that there is a Shivalinga there. He was just plucking and offering just to keep awake. Now he also took some water and he splashed it on his face, and before he did, the water that he had taken, some of that water fell, so that water also fell on the linga, and in order to so the water fell on the linga, and what happened, one of his arrows also fell down. So when he went down, he bent in front of the linga and he picked up that arrow. So he did some namaskar also in that way. So he touched the linga, he has worshipped it, water has fallen, bilva patra has fallen, all this. And he has kept awake whole night, he has fasted, he has not eaten. All this is done without intention. So when he came back in the morning, when he returned to his home and he had some food, etc., things went on normally. But when he passed on, when he died, Yamadutas came to take his jiva, but Shivadutas come there and they tell them that you can't take him because he has done this Abhisheka and Vrata of, Shivaratri, unknowingly also he has done, and Bhagwan's Kripa is there, so you have to release him, we will take him. And so they take him, and he goes and becomes one with Bhagwan Shiva. Now the point here is what? That unknowingly also when it is done, it gives so much of punya and so much of, bhav of oneness with Bhagwan. He is taken to Shivaloka. Then knowingly when it is done, how much more? In the Skanda Puran, it is written that whoever does Shivaratri Vrata will not be reborn again. There it is said that we will not drink the milk of the mother again, meaning will not be reborn again. Person attains supreme realization. So this is the Mahima of Shivaratri Vrata, and may we all do that Vrata. If one can do from today, eat once a day, take the Sankalpa, one can do from today also. Otherwise do from tomorrow morning, keep fast tomorrow, do the worship and all the things that we spoke about. Now today we will again come back to our mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. As we have said, Om Namah Shivaya is the essence of the entire Yajurveda. Namah Shivaya is the center. Prostrations to Bhagavan Shiva is the simple meaning, and we do it with the bhav of surrender and invoking auspiciousness. So Shiva means that which is auspicious, so we invoke auspiciousness.